In the neoclassical tool set, most of the tools are fairly unique compared to anything else out there on the market. And the reason for that is they're based on qualified trend, which nobody really does. Another one of those unique tools is the Trading Cube scanner. And if we pop over here to it, what you're going to find here is a way to specify scanning criterion that's based on qualified trend for the short, intermediate, and long-term time frame and for a particular stock, a sector, and a market. And that's true for that as well as the MTTF, where you could pick MTTFs under 50 that will give you, or if you put a value of 50 or less, it's going to find anything less than that. If you put a value of 51 or more, it will find anything greater than that. And so if I wanted to do a particular scan, I could come in here and specify some criterion that I was interested in. So I could, well, one of the things actually, let's do it an easier way. Let's just pick one of the existing scans that I've created, and I'll do a momentary weakness. And this essentially, if you look at the criterion on this scan is going to look for any stock, or actually sector as well, but any stock in particular, that has a short-term trend that's bearish and has long-term trends that are bullish, both intermediate and long-term. And we don't care what the sector looks like, and we don't care what the general market looks like on this particular scan. Now, we could qualify this and say, okay, we want to see just when the general market is bullish, and we want to see just those stocks in a particular sector, for example, that are bullish. But this one just basically does that. So essentially, you come in here, you pick all bearish, and what this is saying is that on the long-term and intermediate-term time frames, this thing's bullish, but on the short-term time frame, it's bearish. So you can imagine it's a strong stock that's had a momentary weakness, which may be a good place to rebuy that particular stock. And so if we look at what the scan produces, it's going to show you all the general market and the sectors, and then farther down, it's going to show you all those stocks in those various sectors that meet that criterion. And so you're able to come in here and look at one of these particular stocks. And so I'll just pick one on the list. We'll just take the first one. Now, if I click on one of these, I will only see that particular chart, so the singles chart. I can also see what the MTTFs are across these at a glance. Let's just click on the one, see what the chart looks like. And so the bearishness was here, gets a spike up, kind of rolling back over at this particular time. And if I come back here and click on this, of course I'll get them all, and I can see, of course, that daily one I just saw. Here's the weekly. You can see how it's bullish and trying to move higher, and if I look at it on a monthly, it just turned bullish, getting over a swing point high. So a strong stock showing momentary weakness. That's how the Trading Cube scanner is used. Now, like with any of the tools, you can add this to the watch list. So you can come in here, you can click some of these, or you could click them all, select them all, and you can push them to a watch list. You could click some of these or all, hit display selected, and then that will allow you to flip through all of these one by one. Of course, you can deselect them all. You could show all the charts independent of whether they were selected or not, and so forth. That's the primary idea behind the Trading Cube scanner, based on MTTF, based on trend. You can specify scanning criteria to look for on qualified trend in MTTF.